Binance CEO CZ exposes Kevin Leary as being a liar. What's going on, everyone? My name is RJ and welcome to today's episode of Crypto News. Now, before we get started, make sure you guys check out our show sponsors down below: Keystone, which is the hardware wallet of my choice, Efani, and AtlasVPN. Initiate DeFi and crypto transactions while you're traveling and on your mobile device with Keystone Pro. Protect yourself from an all too easy cybersecurity hack known as SIM swapping with Efani. And of course, protect and encrypt your data while you surf the web with AtlasVPN. We do have some really juicy information to go over here today, so without further ado, let's get into today's episode. All right, everyone. So if you guys missed my last episode, I will leave a link up here where we talk about how Kevin O'Leary, which is a celebrity investor, went public in front of the Senate and blamed Binance for putting FTX out of business. And now, of course, not even a couple days later, CZ fires back on air calling Kevin O'Leary a liar. So what we're going to do is we're going to play this clip here and we're going to watch it together. And guys, this just keeps getting crazier and crazier. I would love to see what everyone's thoughts are on this.
You'd be able to handle it if somebody asked you for $2.1 billion back. Would that be okay? Would you be able to still withstand things?
We're financially okay.
Including you have $2.1 billion to give away. If somebody came to claw that back, you'd still be fine?
We'll let the lawyers handle it. We are financially strong.
You know, the $500 million that you guys spent on Twitter, where did that money come from? Are you confident in that? Or do you have additional money? And the reason I ask these questions is, again, you guys aren't FTX, but FTX was making a lot of investments in other places that turned out to be customers' money. Where did you guys get the money for the $500 million investment in Twitter?
We don't use customers' money. We have revenue. Our revenue comes from trading fees, and we have very solid revenue. We didn't spend on crazy advertisements. We're okay. And we paid the Twitter investment already in cash. Was done. It was not customer money. That I can guarantee you.
In 21, Sam Bankman-Fried said that he bought you out, your stake in the company. I imagine he transferred funds to you, likely somewhere between $2 and $3 billion. Is that right?
I remember it was $2.1 billion at the time, and a big chunk of that is in FTT tokens, which are now worthless.
So he sent you FTT tokens, and you believe that the majority of the $2.1 billion was that?
It's a combination of, I believe it was a combination of BUSD, BNB, and FTT. I don't know the exact combination now, but it's probably about, I don't remember exactly, but FTT is a big chunk. And that's why we still had, even after the FTT price dropped over the last year, we still had $500 million worth of it, $580 million worth of it on the day when we transferred from the address we received a year and a half ago. We never touched it. We actually kind of forgot about it. And then we transferred it on the blockchain from that address we received to Binance.com, and that got picked up by the community. So in this industry, everything's very transparent.
Well, but my question to you is, both a bankruptcy judge and potentially others could seek, like they did in the case of Bernie Madoff, frankly, to seek to claw back that money. So if you had to send a check in U.S. dollars for $2.1 billion, could you?
So I think we'll leave that to the lawyers. I think our legal team is perfectly capable of handling it. My expectation, though, just from common logic, is that there was a lot of spendings after that transaction in the more recent times.
CZ, the other thing I wanted to ask you about, and this relates to FTX. Yesterday, Kevin O'Leary testified in front of the Senate, and he was asked where did the money go, meaning the FTX money. And he suggested that one place that the money may have gone is, in fact, to you. When Sam Bankman-Fried, back in the summer of 21, effectively bought out your stake in the company.
Well, first of all, I think Kevin O'Leary, he's making a bunch of nonsense claims, and they don't make sense. They don't make any logic. He shouldn't be making those claims as a celebrity investor. I'm actually very surprised that he's able to omit a lot of different things and make some really specific, targeted things. For example, in that interview with you guys, that in the same interview, he said the entire record from his account on FTX, the entire records are gone. He's not concerned about that. He just picks up the phone and calls SBF. He's not concerned about the fact that the platform records for users are gone. He's not concerned about other users. How many people can pick up the phone and call SBF? And he says he was talking with SBF up until the point that SBF was arrested.
Yeah,
That's an indicator of a very special relationship.
Yeah, I see your point, and I don't think the problems that existed at FTX were simply any back and forth between your two firms. It definitely led to the disclosure that there had been money that was taken, but that disclosure raises lots of questions about firms like yours. Have you done the same? Has there ever been commingled funds? Have you ever taken any of the clients' funds and done anything with them? And again, why should we believe you? Because Sam Bankman-Fried told everybody, no, that hasn't happened. And he tweeted a lot of the same stuff that you've been tweeting in recent days, which I think gets back to this idea of show me the money.
Yeah, so let's get back to show me the money part. So Calvin omitted the fact that there's no records. That's not a problem to him. So he just want to talk to Sam and believe whatever Sam says. He doesn't want to look at the records. And if you look, and he wants to omit all the small spendings, $50 million, $200 million. $200 million is small spending. That's very convenient. He says he didn't know that Binance was a shareholder of FTX. So he invested in FTX without looking at the cap table. But he was very specific in the way he counts for a transaction 2 years ago. So that's kind of contradictory. So I think Calvin's a liar. So I think he's lying about a bunch of stuff. So that's his problem. To us, we want to be transparent. We want to set the golden standard for reliability, solidness in this space. Well-run crypto exchanges should hold user assets one-to-one. So user deposit Bitcoin, we hold it in Bitcoin, we move to a cold wallet, we keep some in the hot wallet. And people, they sell it. Now the Bitcoin belongs to somebody else, but we still hold it in the cold storage. People can withdraw 100% of the assets they have on Binance. We will not have an issue in any given day. So 100% of the users withdraw 100% of the assets, we'll be fine. This is very different for traditional financial people to understand because banks run on fractional reserves. And the traditional regulators, many of them may think that it's okay for crypto businesses to be running on fractional reserves. That is not okay. In crypto, there's no central bank printing money to bail out banks when there's a liquidity crunch. So crypto businesses have to hold user assets one-to-one. And that's what we do. It's very simple.
Okay, so I would love to pick your guys' brain on what you guys think of that. I mean, CZ fired back on his allegations from Kevin O'Leary. He makes a lot of really good points, in my honest opinion. Again, I'm not taking any side either way. I'm just a bystander really watching all this unfold. But I have to agree with CZ at some point that Kevin is a celebrity investor. So to be able to go in front of the Senate and make claims like Binance was the downfall of FTX was a little bold. For someone that has a title of Mr. Wonderful, you really just can't help but ask yourself, what is he up to? And one of those pictures you saw that Kevin O'Leary was indeed in one of the pictures with Sam Bankman-Fried, right here, right? I mean, he's right there on the right side. So it's interesting. You have to ask yourself, what is Kevin's angle in all of this? And it raises all these questions. Now, what CZ covers that I really, really like, and I hope a lot of people understand this because I believe not a lot of people do. I've known about this for the longest time, which is one of the major reasons I've gravitated towards crypto, because these assets, whether I hold it in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, whatever I want to do with them, are mine to do as I please. If I want to transfer $20,000 of Bitcoin to a friend, to a business partner, or to an expense, I can do that without a middleman or a bank telling me or questioning me why I'm transferring such large amounts and whether or not they can approve these transactions. It is my money, and this is why I gravitated towards crypto. Now, CZ mentions fractional reserve banking, which is what pretty much the entire world runs on today. So let's go over this really quickly just to help educate you guys what exactly fractional reserve banking is. So here I am using pre-search, of course, a blockchain-based search engine, which is what I love. So if we take a look at fractional reserve banking here on the right side, fractional reserve banking is the system of banking operating in almost all countries worldwide, under which banks that take deposits from the public are required to hold a proportion of their deposit liabilities in liquid assets as a reserve. and are at liberty to lend the remainder to borrowers. So I'm big into pictures and I'm a visual learner. So let's take that into pictures. So let's look at the person here on the top. Person one deposits $1,000. So if I'm a person depositing $1,000 to a bank here, you'll see that they will only hold $100 of that as reserve and loan the remainder of the $900. And of course, where they lend it to is up to their discretion, but you can see that it is rinsed and repeated all the time. The most important takeaway here, hypothetically, if at one point every single person wants to withdraw all of their money from the bank will not be able to pay everyone out. And if you do not believe me, I would highly urge you to do your own research on what fractional reserve banking really is and what it does and how it affects people. Again, not a lot of people know about fractional reserve banking. To the vast general public, to them, if I deposit $200,000, $250,000, $1 million in the bank and I want to withdraw that, and every single person on the planet freaks out and wants to withdraw their money, the banks will not be able to pay everyone their money. So with that, I'm actually super intrigued to know what you guys have to think about this back and forth between Binance and now Kevin O'Leary, who is a celebrity investor known for being in Shark Tank, making these accusations towards Binance. Do you guys believe what CZ is talking about, or do you guys believe that Kevin is in the right by saying that Binance is at fault for causing FTX's collapse? Let me know down in the comment section below. And with that, that's all I have for today's episode. So if you guys did enjoy this episode, do me a big favor and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification so you guys are notified every single time I come out with new content. I am still running my promo for the crypto and DeFi masterclass, so if you guys are interested, the links will be in the description below. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next episode.